The grants that can be accessed, specifically related to HIV, is the disability grant, which people can get in stage 4. Now, there's a lot of controversy around what stage 4 is, and there's really unequal practice throughout the country.
I was having an chronic ear infection. I was badly ill because I couldn't possibly walk properly. Then I went to the clinic for an advice and for help. Then they advised me to go to the Stonefall Human Welfare Population. Yeah, it was very difficult to apply for a grant because first of all they needed ID. I didn't have an ID, so I was supposed to make an ID. So then I went to Home Affairs for an ID. I waited for 4 months for my ID to come back. And after that, I came here. Then they give me some form. After the form, they've taken my number after ID. They wrapped it down. After I went to the clinic to fill the forms, then I came back here. Then I left them. They give me some papers for a fingerprint to take to the police station.
I was asking for disability form. For disability form. Okay, this form, you take to the clinic or hospital where you receive treatment. Okay. When you come back, you bring your ID again, a new rent paper of the house where you stay. You go to the police station for me, make a sworn affidavit that you are unemployed, and you can come back anytime. Okay?
The patient, before she can apply for social grant, must be assessed by the doctor. He must be physically or mentally disabled. Mentally disabled in a way that she cannot go and do some work. Let's say physical disabled, if the patient cannot do anything as a bedridden, is a physically disabled, so he can apply for disability grant. He or she comes to the clinic, then the doctor will write a letter saying that this patient is physically disabled, suffering from this and this. Will you please give the disability form? Then the patient comes with the disability form to the clinic and then take the files and then go to the observation room where she or he is going to be weighed, and then we take the blood pressure, we take the blood glucose. Then he go to the sister, and the sister will have to fill the first part, meaning from this part, the medical history.
I waited for a social grants respond. I waited for 3 months, and I was very anxious to get it. So I was here for it because I knew it could do something for me, it could make something for me, it could give me life.
The real problem with the disability grant is that it isn't meant for HIV/AIDS. You know, they're just using it as a piecemeal thing. There is no response on a grant level for people with HIV/AIDS. And by the time you're in stage 4, it's almost too late, because you need to start taking medication earlier, you need to start eating properly, you need to boost your immune system. And if you're poor, you can't do that.
With my grant, I use it for paying this rent, and also buy myself food and vegetables. I feel much happier because I can do whatever I want and I care with my life. And then also with that, this grant thing helped me so much because I can make myself living in happier and without anger. Nobody makes me angry.
There's also foster care grants for children whose parents have died as a result of AIDS, or they've been abandoned or whatever. But I've been trying to do research into child-headed households, and the only government response seems to be the foster care grant. And families can access it, although it's also quite complicated because you have to go to court. It's a court order, so the Ministry of Justice is involved in that application.
kwakunzima ngiphuma ngele emasimini umakhosikazi wahlakuleza enginika imfino engine noma 5 rand bephila leyo impilo ebuhlungu ngoba nina kalo okuyena de engilethela imadlana uba ngikwazi ukuthenga ukudla kwathi kuba ngconwana ngakwazi ke lengehla ke sengene kulaba ke sengikhuluma indaba lena ke waze lo mntwana weza la ekhaya kuba ezobona ukuba kanjani ukuthi usizilugamenxa kangakanani waze ke wasithatha wasisa emanjini inkosi nganaso ingane lezi bathi ke angisangiya komabhalani sengiphethe ke i-death certificate kayise ne-death certificate kamawa.
The major problems we've been finding with applications is with Home Affairs, and that people don't have access to ID books, they don't have children don't have access to birth certificates, and those are essential if you want to access a grant. And the costs of getting those documents are so high for the poor that 70% of children who are entitled to the child support grant are not getting them.
Sengiphila kahle kakhulu nangumntwana enganitshela social work lo bengumfazana wesindwa maphinifa ngokuba kungekho nakudla la ekhaya ngiyazi ngiyokhomfoza lapha emasimini umakhosikazi ngihlakula ngenzela ukuthi ngithole leyo madlana encane ngilande isikhucwane esingaka hayi ne-10 kg bonke labantu abaliphansi kwaleli ekhaya bemmele mina ngedwa.
And it's means tested, which means that they need to show how much they earn, how much money is being earned in that family. Now that's extremely difficult. I mean, if you think about someone who's unemployed or is doing part-time work or whatever, to get a pay slip or to get some kind of proof of how much you earn is extremely difficult. And that's why we're saying for a new grant system, for the child support grant as it is now, we want to abolish the means test because it's a barrier to accessing the poorest people.
Kwathi ngalesikhathi uma egula engakashiyi esagula nje impela esegula esina esebona njengomuntu omdala ukuthi hayi mhlawumbe ngenzeka angasindi uyena akakwazi ukuthi asilayele ukuthi mangabe kwenzeka ishiye emhlabeni ngoba sinamuntu asenababa akhona hlobo esinazo asokwazi ukuthi sihambe siye othukela ema social work kwathi nje sifa nje indlala singasadli nje lutho suphuma nje uhamba ufuna ushukela uhambe sicela komakhelwane sicela ayi ngaze ngahamba ngehla ngayothukela ngafike ngashona ku sisinonhlanhla yebo sihamba nawo ngafike bandla wanginaka impela kakhulu kwasahlala isikhathi sincane futhi ngakaphuma imali kodwa ngathi ngibona yabi siphuma ke manje sengibona sekungcono nje impela kakhulu.
I-social grant impesheni etholwa umntwana osuke eshiywe abazali ngaba uluphi uhlobo lokuthi abazali bahambiswe yilona ngabe ingculaza noma abazali nje bashonile ngaphandle kwengculaza kuba impesheni nje abayitholayo ephuma njalo ngenyanga ukuze bakwazi ukusizakala bathole izidingo zasesikoleni bathole ukuthi ekhaya bayadla bagcine nezinye izidingo zasekhaya kuba impesheni nje etholwa ingane umntwana uyithola as from birth until 18 years. Mayise kukuthi usekufika isikhathi sokuthi usefica u18 years usafunda siyayi extenda leyo grant leyo until 21 years.
So umehluko nje omkhulu ka ngoba ngisho ngivuka ekseni sengiyazi ukuthi ngizovuka ngiphekeni ngoba ukudla nginakho sengathi mangithanda isinko sizothi khipha imali sothenga isinko ngase konke ekseni uvuka ukupheka ukudla ungasifuni ukuzopheka kudla kuni.
I think a basic income grant is essential. I think free treatment is essential. The basic income grant is a proposal for a universal grant of 100 rand a month for everybody from the cradle to the grave. It's not means tested, which means that you don't need to show how much you earn. It's not based. It's a right of living in this country. It's a constitutional right. This grant really has the potential to have a huge impact. 100 rand a month doesn't sound a lot, but households will pool their income. So poor households are usually larger. There's 6 people in a household, which means it's 600 rand extra.